This episode of the Dawgs Podcast is sponsored by Buckeye Law Group. Browns fans, the 2022 season was anything but pain-free. Unfortunately, that just comes with the territory of being a Browns fan. But if you're experiencing a different kind of pain, Buckeye Law Group could be your solution. If you've been injured in a car accident, a slip and fall, or a work accident, call Buckeye Law Group today at 1-800-411-PAIN. 1-800-411-7246. Their attorneys will fight for the money you deserve. And their attorneys have recovered over $1 billion for their clients throughout the entire country. And best of all, they're Browns fans just like you. So don't make the mistake of calling just any attorney. Call our friends from Buckeye Law Group today at 1-800-411-PAIN. After 911, call 411. 1-800-411-PAIN. Buckeye Law Group, 1300 East 9th Street, Suite 1210, Cleveland, Ohio. Proud fans of the Cleveland Browns, just like you.
Dog Pack, Dog Pound, it's the time you've been waiting for. Not the ESPYs, not the Emmys, not the Academy Awards, but the Mad Dawg Awards. Justin, John, Blake, Josh, let's kick this off. Woo, 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 woo.
Welcome to the Dawgs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, John Nye, and Josh All.
What's up, Browns fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Dawgs Podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. If you want to get your intro on the show, head to thedawgspodcast.com, tap the leave voicemail in the drop-down menu. Today, we're going to get into Joe Thomas potentially getting to the Hall of Fame today/tomorrow. We're recording on Wednesday, but Thursday is the day he might get in. We're all pretty sure he's going to get in. We want to talk about Goodell coming out and saying the officiating's never been better. We want to talk about the Super Bowl a little bit. And then obviously we're going to wrap up the episode with the Mad Dawg Awards. So make sure you stick around for those. Hear how your votes went. Before we get into all that, though, I got to remind you to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Super important right now. Tap the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. We're having people reach out to us saying, hey, where have you guys been? We've been right here. We've been putting out an episode or two every single week for 3 years. YouTube, I'm pretty sure YouTube recently did an algorithm update, and it seems that a lot of people are not showing up on people's homepages and their feeds anymore. So until that gets sorted out, the easiest way to stay up to date, make sure you don't miss episodes, is make sure you press the notification bell so you get notified when we post a new episode. If you prefer to just listen to the podcast, you can find us on Apple, Spotify, and Google. Lastly, if you're looking for more Dawgs content, head to jointhedawgs.com, become an official Dawg Pack member on the Patreon page. You get an extra episode every week. We're getting into a ton of fun stuff today, video games, different, if you're allowed to wear different team sports jerseys, just all kinds of fun stuff on there. The Dawg Pack members, they get direct say in what these episodes are about. It's not always just about football. So a lot of good stuff in there. There's fantasy leagues once football season comes around. You get access to the private Discord. So it's just a good time for everybody. So jointhedawgs.com, become an official Dawg Pack member.
Before you kick into the news, I do have a little surprise for you guys, just since this is
Oh boy.
It's nothing crazy.
Lord,
I wanted to play this voicemail before we got started. This is actually episode 175. We're kicking off our third annual Mad Dawg Awards. Like, this show's kind of come a long way, which is pretty cool.
Yes, don't go back and watch episode 1.
No, do not. It was horrible.
We were on the other side of the room.
We were still in this room, but yeah. It was an iPhone that dropped and flopped over right in the middle.
Hashtag humble beginnings.
That's right. But actually, Kenny Mack sent us something kind of nice.
Hey guys, it's Kenny Mack, and it's that time of year. It's the Mad Dawg Awards, but that also means it's kind of almost like the end of the year. And I just want to say, on behalf of all the YouTubers, the Patreon members, and the Discord members, you guys do a hell of a job, and we really appreciate you. Blake, you know what? Keep being right, buddy. Be insufferable. Our time is coming. And Justin, man, you're upbeat. Keep it rolling. Josh, you're the glue that holds the show together, and we really appreciate you. And John, man, when you got a point, man, you make it, and everybody hears it. Appreciate you guys. Have fun. Bye.
Well, goddamn, Kenny.
I know. Thanks, man.
We appreciate all you guys who listen.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't even really think about it, I mean, it's like the end of our 3rd year doing this. So, by the time next season, it'll be our 4th season doing the podcast, which is kind of crazy to think about. It doesn't feel like we've been doing it that long.
No, it doesn't. But
and we joke about starting on the other side of the room. I mean, go back and watch our first couple episodes. The fact that we're still here is...
I don't have a beard. It's probably terrible.
I don't. Yeah, me either. Nothing.
Oh.
I mean, I just remember the first day, which we'll get into the episode. We came in here and we sat down to do this. And first of all, I was super nervous because there was like lights and cameras, and I was like, "This is way more professional than I was expecting." and I thought it was so sweet that we had our emblem on like this tiny little TV that was 25 feet behind us. And so to be here now, the only reason we're still doing this. And we've built a set and all this good stuff. It's because you guys listen. So we appreciate you guys all listening, tuning in every single week. We appreciate you guys commenting, being a part of the show. That's what makes it fun. Some like the big time people like Colin and ESPN stuff. I listen to them too, but you're not going to get the feedback from them. Like a lot of times, if you comment on Colin Coward's video on YouTube, he's not reading it. We read all of them, trust me. At least, unless the video really blows up, I read pretty much every comment.
I check it like 10 times a day. See anybody else say something? Let's see who we can get into it with here.
Yeah, so that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it fun for us, and I think that's what makes it fun for you guys. Even, people who aren't fans of us, Ravens fans. Well, we wouldn't be here without you guys.
Well, and another thing, I guess we can kind of tease this. I mean, I guess we haven't officially decided we're going to do, but we talked about maybe doing some more YouTube lives here in the future in the off season, maybe some AMAs, just kind of hitting some of the, the bigger news that comes out during the week and stuff, and just going live to YouTube because people seem to love that interaction as well.
Yes, we're going to try to revamp our home setup so we can be ready on the fly more often for you guys. So, I mean, the show started as a podcast, and it's still a podcast at heart, but, we're kind of evolving it into like media. I guess, you know what I mean? Like it's more than just a 1 episode a week thing anymore. We're putting out snippets and if we can jump on, we do lives. We did, we watched a game with you guys. So it's kind of evolved, and that's all because of you guys. You guys give us feedback, you tell us what you want, and then we try to make it happen. So we really appreciate you guys being here. Year 4 wouldn't be happening without you guys. And I think we got to thank Zach Kopp.
Absolutely, we got to thank Zach Kopp.
He was a dog,
father.
a founding father, and he still came on for an episode. And if he ever gets free time, he still talks in the Patreon chats and stuff. So he's still a dog at heart. So thank you guys, and we appreciate all your guys' support. So today / tomorrow, Joe Thomas probably getting into the Hall of Fame. Would you guys be shocked if he didn't make it in tomorrow, first ballot?
I'd be very shocked.
I would be too. Yep.
I think it's no doubt.
Yeah. First ballot Hall of Famer.
First ballot. He's one of the greatest Browns players ever. It sucks that we had arguably one of the best left tackles to ever play football on our team, and he played every single snap for almost his entire career, and we could win no games.
I know.
You know what I mean? Yep. We did him so dirty. It sucks. But Joe Thomas, besides the fact that sometimes he steals our content when he goes into Browns Daily.
Or he doesn't sign autographs.
Right. Just a good dude. He's a funny guy, and he's doing big things now post-career for NFL Network and stuff like that. So, we're all pulling for Joe tomorrow. So stay tuned. I'm kind of hoping, if he makes it, we'll have a big Browns gathering here in Canton. We'll have to do something cool for the show. So good luck tomorrow, Joe Thomas. Can't wait to watch you get inducted into the Hall of Fame, which coincidentally is only like 20 minutes from here. So that's pretty cool for us.
That is really cool. I just wanted to look at the PFF stats that are kind of going around Twitter and everything. It said that in, 30 sacks allowed in his career. That was
career.
0.004.
One more. Oh, yeah.
Of all snaps. Or all pass snaps.
Does it say how many pressures he gave up?
No, it does not.
I would go out on a limb and say he gave up close to the same amount of pressures in his career that Jed Wills gave up last year.
It's possible.
Or less.
Or less.
Definitely not more.
Jed gave up 41 pressures last year. I'd imagine Joe didn't give up. I mean, if he only gave up that few amount of snaps, there's no way, pressures-wise, he has to be in the ballpark. I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah, I mean, to put it into context, I mean, we're talking from these Mad Dawg stats, too, that we'll get into later, but Jed Wills gave up 41 pressures last year. The next highest was Wyatt Teller with 26. So Jed was definitely doing his part out there and letting people get to the quarterback.
But yeah, so I guess we didn't want to turn this into a poop on Jed Wills thing, but just to put it into perspective how great Joe Thomas was.
Yeah.
So yeah, good luck tomorrow. We're all pulling for it. It's gonna be super cool to watch a Cleveland Browns player get into the Hall of Fame. So that's gonna bring us into today. Roger Goodell was asked about the state of officiating in the NFL, and his answer was, "I don't think it's ever been better."
It's interesting.
I don't understand how he said that with a straight face.
I mean, I think he kind of has to, but if I was him, I would almost like have a little. But I think there's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
I think just for the fans, I think they would love to just feel like, hey, especially the more you see, I see stuff all the time. Oh, is there game scripts? Are there, you know what I mean? All these people are saying all this stuff.
Arian
And they're
Foster.
so fun. Yeah. So for me, I don't even like. So the officiating's terrible, but I just wish the entire process was better. Like when there's a play like that, I don't want to like stop the game like for 20 minutes at a time, but like this is the best that we can do. And then it's still wrong.
I think
anyway,
you hit the nail on the head in the text group. The officiating has been so bad, especially like the last season or two, that people are legit screaming that the league is rigged.
Yes.
That's how bad the officiating has been. And again, I don't know if he can come out and say, I think it's been awful.
Right.
But at the same time, like, I think they're doing the best they can, and they're doing a great job. They're the best at what they do, but obviously there's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
My God. It's ignorant. And it makes you wonder, why doesn't the NFL have full-time officials?
It's crazy. They're part-time.
They're
I didn't know that
part-time
till today.
employees.
Yep.
I mean, did you see, I think the one official, I forget what game it was, he had a family member place like a huge bet on the Eagles or something like that.
Oh,
He came out afterwards and said he didn't know. But yeah, make them full-time. I don't understand why they're not. I mean, I'm sure they're paid well and stuff still, but I don't know. I don't want this guy like going to teach fourth grade on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then he's reffing my NFL game on Sunday.
Yeah, he's tired.
Well, and I still think what we talked about several times on this show is about having the guy in the box up. The lead official that's on all the replays, every single play. Like that's all he does. Mm-hmm. Just sits there and watches. I mean, every play. Just watch the broadcast because we can see at home immediately. Like, oh yeah, that wasn't a hold, or oh that wasn't an interference, or that was not roughing the passer. And all he has to do is radio it down real quick, say reverse that call, keep playing, and then they pick up the flag and move on.
Yep, and then it's on the players and the team. You know what I mean? Like if they figure out a way to get around it or speed it up, or the game flow changes, hey. Evolve, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Evolve a little bit, but
Exactly.
That's one thing. I like watching baseball live, but like the game flow is so slow. It's like watching it on TV. It's pretty painful unless it's like 95 Indian style. Like the excitement's there, but like I just don't want it to be so viewed and like picked apart that the game flow changes and it's boring to be at a football game.
Yeah,
because you're waiting all the time for them to look at everything.
The thing is, I don't think you'd be waiting. Like it would be like as things are going, because it would only be like if a flag is thrown, right? They're going to stop play anyway because they have to announce to the crowd what it was.
That's fair.
And this guy can just be like, no, pick it up, go.
Yep,
just keep playing.
Yeah, or I think it could be the opposite.
You mean if they miss a call?
Yeah, I think like if there's because if you have, like the announcers are getting, I don't know if you've ever seen their setup. They got like 10 TVs around them. They're getting these replays. That's how when the play happens, Collinsworth can be like, oh, wait till you see 71 on this play. Like, how does he even know? There's no way he saw that.
Yeah.
It's because he already got the replay. This dude could get the replay instantly and be, say, against the Browns, Nick Chubb rips a run and he gets this replay instantly and he sees that Wills tackled. Hey, you got to drop a flag. They had a hold on their left tackle there. Mm-hmm. And it could be so quick that we wouldn't even know it was a late call.
True.
It could be in real time. It could be to the point where you could get rid of challenges.
Yep.
There would be no need anymore.
True.
because every play would be getting reviewed in real time, and we would just have no idea what was going on. Officials throw flags, then get together and talk about it anyways. So it would be like the flag goes down, and he's instantly looking, and nope, and we would have no idea it happened. The only way we would know is because he would pick the flag up.
I don't know.
But I think it's borderline unwatchable at times anyway, with all when they have to stop play after play after play just to go through the.
Oh my God! Some of these games with like 20-some penalties, it's like this is
well,
terrible.
That's what I mean. Do you guys worry that they would go up or down if they're looking at every play like that?
I think it would go down.
Okay. Because sometimes I just get frustrated watching a game.
Especially like PIs.
Jesus.
I think a lot of PIs get called that aren't PIs.
Yeah, and it's like you were talking about with the holding. I think I would want it to be more along the lines of if there was a hold on like the far side of the line that didn't affect the play and
just
it
let
didn't
it
get
go.
called, just let it go. But if it was like where he made the cut or got through and it opened that hole, call it. They just have to use a judgment call. I mean, that's what they do anyway.
I agree, and I would like to see them, like you said, just let them play a little more. I'm not saying I want DBs to be able to just straight up tackle. I don't want it to be NFL blitz on the 64.
Yep.
But man, I want to be able to breathe on the guy.
Right.
Without, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let them play a little bit. It's hard enough. Being a corner is, you know what I mean? Just let them play.
And the roughing the passer calls, they've been bad the last few years, but this year
was really bad.
Holy crap,
This year
were they
was
bad.
This year there was some that I was just like, so what are you supposed to do? Like, if you're sacking the quarterback in this NFL, what are you supposed to do? Because I've seen them be like, softly set them down. They're like, the ball was already out, roughing the passer. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Not even that, too.
Just stupid.
I just saw that the NFL is thinking about getting rid of the tackles like from behind where you grab them and drop to your knees.
What?
Like, gonna ban it? You're saying
Yeah.
it would be a penalty?
Yeah. And it's like, well, then how do you tackle somebody from behind?
You don't. You got to let him go.
Yeah.
Bet on the over.
So, it just, come on. We're overthinking it.
Yeah.
It's all about money. They don't want stars getting hurt, which is fine. And it's hard to argue with them because the NFL just keeps getting bigger and bigger. But I will argue it's not because of the product on the field. It's because of gambling and fantasy. That's why the NFL is getting so big. You could argue the product on the field right now isn't as good as it was like
20 years ago.
It's definitely getting worse.
I wouldn't go back 20 because it was pretty boring. I would say like 6 to 10.
Okay.
Where it was just starting to like change from,
The run
3
to the
yards and a
pass.
cloud of dust to, we're starting to spread the ball around a little more. You're seeing freak athletes, but you could still hit people. You could still play football. Now it's almost going to be flag football. And I didn't even watch a second of the Pro Bowl.
If we get into that,
I
can't
didn't
even-
put it
the
on here
disappointment.
because I didn't watch a single second
I didn't
of a
either.
single anything.
I watched it for like 4 hours.
Tell us what you saw, Justin.
Okay, so it was after my daughter's birthday. We all went back to the house and just put it on. So they had a bunch of different little skill games, like special teams, tic-tac-toe, just a bunch of different stuff. Obviously, the regular skill stuff like the run, go through the tires, all that. But then they had 3 flag football games, between NFC, AFC, and then with all pretty much different lineups, 3 different quarterbacks on each side. And everything about it just felt just wrong. I know the Pro Bowl was going a bad direction and nobody watched that anyway. But multiple times I looked at my brother-in-law, I was just like, I can't even believe this is what we're putting out there. Like a 40-yard. And then the quarterback can't run. Like they're talking about it, the people watching and commentating don't even know the rules of flag football. There's flag football official referees. Nobody knows what's going on.
Well, if nobody wants to watch flag football.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody wants to watch that. And is there a fix? Because I don't know if you can have a traditional Pro Bowl football game anymore.
I think you just get rid of it,
nobody wants to
honestly.
play.
Just say, hey, you're in the Pro Bowl. It's an honor. And then that's it. I think you start your vacation early. I mean,
something.
Let's have a week in between the Super Bowl. For real,
I'd like to see the stats. Were that many people getting hurt in the Pro Bowl?
Just that punter.
You know what I mean? The
Sean Taylor.
Because it's not like they played that hard anyways. Nobody plays hard in the NBA basketball game either.
No.
At least not till the final 5 minutes of the game. I feel like they could just, nobody, I don't know. I guess they're getting tackled. Franchises don't want their guys getting hurt in a meeting. But if that's going to be the case, then like you said, just get rid of it.
Yeah.
I don't need to watch these guys play flag football.
You get a bonus.
The skills competition I think is kind of fun. But I don't need to watch them playing flag football. I could care. I could go to the park and watch 10-year-olds do that.
Yeah.
Yep, it's like it's been broken, for so long, and they want to fix it, but all they do is break it more.
Yeah. I couldn't even have told you the last time that I watched the Pro Bowl before they got rid of it. I mean, I'm talking 5, 6, and then for me, like if there's football on, we're watching.
I would actually watch it in years past because I would put like DFS lineups together and bet money on the Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl?
Yeah, because you'd have to be a little strategic because like, okay,
Josh is a fiend.
Well, because it's like, okay, the third string quarterback's going to play more.
Haven't had this in a year. He's like, been doing this for a while.
I got the itch.
Been here.
Oh
Wow.
man, but
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
let us know what you guys think of the Pro Bowl. What can the league do to make it better? Did you guys like the flag football thing? I'm all for. I think the skills competition's fun. I almost prefer watching the old, like when they show reruns of like 2010 skills competition.
I just saw one with Brett Favre. It was Brett Favre, all these guys doing the long throw, and I'm like, I would watch that.
Yes, so maybe 10 years from now, I'll watch this year's skills competition. Let us know what you guys think, though. I mean, what can they do? It's a tough situation.
This episode is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Are you ready for the biggest Sunday in sports? DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl LVII, has all the Super Bowl action you need. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, all customers can get in on the Super Bowl LVII excitement with DraftKings Happy Hour Super Boost. Check the DraftKings Sportsbook app every day between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to see what prop bet will be boosted. This Super Bowl is going to be a really tough one for us to pick. I mean, me personally, I'm anticipating a lower scoring game because we've got some really good defense from the Eagles. I think that it's going to be a tough matchup. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think in the end, Patrick Mahomes pulls it out. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TPPN. New customers can bet $5 on Super Bowl LVII and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code TPPN. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. This episode is brought to you by Omaha Steaks. There's nothing more special than opening that fresh new box of Omaha Steaks. This Valentine's Day, fall in love with flavor when you save on delectable dishes and tantalizing tastes from Omaha Steaks with their Love at First Bite sale. It's the perfect time to celebrate your better half and bring the steakhouse experience home for Valentine's Day. Go to omahasteaks.com right now. Use promo code DAWGS, DAWGS at checkout and get $30 off your order. Guys, Valentine's Day is next week. Do not leave your lady out there hanging. Get her something you know she's going to love. Cook her a nice meal. Omaha Steaks is the way to go. You get $30 off an endless variety of delicious gourmet foods, from perfectly aged tender steaks to juicy burgers, decadent desserts, and classic comfort meals. Every bite is guaranteed to be perfect, and it's backed by their 100% satisfaction guarantee. Visit omahasteaks.com, enter DAWGS at checkout to get $30 off your order today. No one comes close to matching the flavor, tenderness, and the value of Omaha Steaks. Order today. Share a special meal with your special someone. Visit omahasteaks.com. Use promo code DAWGS, DAWGS, when you check out and get that extra $30 off your order. Minimum order may be required.
So that's going to move us into Super Bowl talk. I think we got a pretty good game lined up. I'm very excited. Mm-hmm. Chiefs, Eagles. I guess first, who are you guys rooting for?
See, it's different because now with DraftKings Sportsbook in Ohio, I'm going to be rooting for whatever I end up putting some money on.
Okay. That's fair.
I don't really give two craps which team wins. I just want a good game, and I want to hopefully win some money.
Yeah. I usually end up picking a team to root for in the game, but sometimes it doesn't happen until the game starts. Whatever team I'm vibing with, or if they get down, I want them to come back. So then
do you guys shift in the middle of some of these games? Like sometimes in the Super Bowls and stuff, I'll be rooting for a team, and then for some reason during the game I start rooting for the other team. Like you said, maybe come back or something. It's I want to see so and so do this.
A lot of times in the Super, the biggest thing I'm rooting for is a good game. Yes. I don't want to see a blowout. It's the last game of the year. What was that, Rams,
Patriots, where it was 10-3
I always
or
think
something?
of Seattle and Denver. Yeah. That first time they matched up, and it was legendary. Yeah, and they blew them out. Didn't give them a chance.
I don't want that to happen. I want a good game over everything. It's the last game of the year. We're about to go on a really long dry spell for football.
NFL football.
The US, yeah. I'm actually pretty pumped about this The USFL is okay. I watched some of it last year. I'm interested in the XFL this year.
Yeah.
To see what it's like. But I think both teams have things I like. One, I like Andy Reid.
Yes.
And I know the Chiefs are supposed to be like a rival, but I mean, they're not our rivals yet. You know what I mean? We've played them.
When we get to that game, we'll be their rivals. Bro.
Yeah.
Patrick
We're not there
Mahomes
yet.
is probably one of my favorite
Absolutely, bro.
players ever
Yeah.
to watch play football.
Absolutely.
He does weird things.
He's different, bro.
And he's kept his family quiet this year, so it's
That's also fair.
and I love Travis Kelce.
Yes.
for sure.
First of all, he's an Ohio kid. Him
Yeah,
and his brother.
Northeast Ohio.
But then the Eagles got his brother. Also,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
turns out he's an Ohio kid too.
Oh, they grew up together?
Yeah, same
That's fair.
parents.
Thanks, Josh.
Same
Thanks for making that parallel for him. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like both teams have things I like. You know, I don't have anything against Jalen Hurts right now. Maybe I'd like him less if he'd have stayed at Alabama the whole time, but he left, so I don't have a problem with Jalen Hurts.
I like what Jalen Hurts has done as far as being kind of like cast aside as you're not really going to make
Multiple
it in
times.
college. You're not really going to make it in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, you
Doubted.
kinda, that whole
Big time doubted.
rookie season that in Philly was rough with Carson Wentz there and the weird things that the coach was doing, you know, and then he just takes over the team.
Yeah.
I
Plays out of his mind.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think he's going to win?
Ooh.
That's the bigger question.
I can-
I'll tell you who after I watched the championship games, I immediately said Eagles by 10 plus.
It's hard not to pick the Eagles because of the fact that their defense is better and their offense is very explosive. I mean, the Chiefs' offense is explosive, but
I think Philly has a better offense than
Yeah.
Kansas City, other than quarterback.
Yes.
That's it.
I guess
That's fair.
How's Mahomes' ankle? That's going to be, and I mean, he played on 1 week's rest, and he was definitely hobbled, but you know, he had a good game.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks off, he'll probably be decent. But I just think the Eagles are bullies. What they did against the Niners, not even necessarily like stats wise and stuff, just like they kind of bullied them, and you don't see
mentality,
people
yeah.
do that to the Niners. And I know the Niners were down to like their 18th string quarterback, but it was just hard to watch that and think anybody is going to stop that defense, or you know what I mean. So
well, do you remember
it's going to be bully ball against flash.
that's what it was when they played Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. Tampa Bay's defense was bullying them.
Yes.
And you saw how that worked out for the Chiefs offense.
Now he has his tackles this game. I'm
true,
pretty sure.
that's right.
So that'll help. But it's just, I don't know. You got to think outside of Travis Kelce, the Eagles have the better weapons.
Absolutely.
Yep,
They
definitely.
Way better offense.
They
They
got
have
the
one of
be-
the best offensive lines,
Yes.
period.
They got
in
the better
NFL.
offensive line. They have a better run game, 100%.
For sure.
Quarterback, Mahomes is the best.
Yep.
Defense, top to bottom, it's better for the Eagles.
For the Eagles. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, really the only two advantages you can give to the Chiefs are Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid.
And those are advantages enough that if you want to pick the Chiefs, I don't blame you.
Yes, like I'm
You know
not
what I
gonna-
mean?
No,
Like that's
no,
why this is a
absolutely.
sweet Super Bowl.
I immediately said Eagles by 10 plus, but if the Chiefs come out and win the game, I'll be 0% surprised.
Right.
Well, I mean, and Andy Reid, going against Philly, so he's got a little added motivation, I would think, to beat them, to
Sirianni
not
said
lose to them.
Did you hear about Sirianni? When Andy Reid came in, he let him go, and he said that's always been like a chip on his shoulder. Like he said, it was really a professional way that he like pretty much fired him, but he was like, I've been hanging on to that forever. He's like,
Wait, Sirianni got fired by Andy Reid?
when Andy Reid came into Kansas City, Sirianni was on that staff, young, like way down,
Okay.
and they let him go, and he said like for years that. It's motivation.
Oh, man, this is interesting. I like
there's,
that.
There's some. I mean,
What was he doing the video? He's like, I was cutting
yeah.
up videos. And
Yeah.
I can't believe you let me go.
Folding shorts. No, I mean,
I was the equipment manager, and this guy.
and that was
kicked
years.
me
What
out.
was that? 2000.
He'd been there for a while now.
It was wow. I mean, I don't know the year. What I don't want to mess it up, but was it 2010?
Something like that. How many years did he have Alex Smith?
I thought like 2,
Okay.
1 or 2, maybe because Mahomes.
And
sat
Mahomes is in
behind.
his 5th year. So at least
maybe,
7 years.
yeah.
So
But still,
what, seven
yeah.
or 8, 9 years, somewhere in there. So it's 2014, 2015. he's
Yeah,
been
my
there.
math was terrible.
It's hard to remember.
Thank God I'm not the only one who does bad math on this show.
Trash.
Gee.
I went from 7 years to go to Oh, it's 2023.
Well, sometimes I think 2010 was still only 5 years ago.
Correct. Yeah.
Just like
it wasn't.
The 1970s were only 30 years ago.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but
I thought Tom Brady only had 7 fingers. So anyway, we're all kind of done from time to time.
so yeah, that kind of stuff happens. But no, I'm super excited for this game. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited for the halftime show.
Yeah. Yes.
My girl Riri out there.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for the halftime show. And did you guys see the Breaking Bad commercial for those new Popcorners chips or whatever? So Popcorners is a new brand or whatever, and they got this new Breaking Bad commercial. It's excellent. And I think it's going to be a Super Bowl ad. I'm hoping for the Super Bowl it's like longer and more extended. Excellent. So I'm very excited for that.
I'll look forward to that.
I'll show it to you when we get done here.
Okay.
It's very good. But no, what do you guys think? Who's going to win the Super Bowl? It's almost, an immovable force against an unstoppable object or however that goes, just because I'm never going to count out Mahomes and Kelsey and Andy Reid. But I just feel like the Eagles' physicality just overwhelms teams.
Mm-hmm. Their defense is just different.
It's nasty.
Yeah.
You imagine if the Browns had just, I don't know, 60% of that nasty.
I mean, hopefully we do now. Yeah. Hopefully we do now.
It's all sports.
Yeah. So yeah, let us know what you guys think of the Super Bowl. I'm not going to do too much like breaking it down and I don't ever watch these teams. So, but I'm just telling you as a fan of watching football, that's kind of the way, that's what I see. I think the Eagles just have they got the edge in almost everything except for maybe the 2 most important spots.
And even those spots, they're not far back.
I think Sirianni's a good coach, but Andy Reid's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, Jalen Hurts obviously is not Mahomes, but he is a threat in his own right.
The way he played this year, if he keeps playing like that, the gap isn't as crazy as we thought it would have been going into this year.
In MVP.
Correct. Yeah.
The category.
If Jalen Hurts doesn't get hurt, he probably is MVP.
I completely agree with you, bro.
And because 100%. Of that, it'll probably be Mahomes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, if Mahomes loses this Super Bowl, he'll be now 1-3.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If people start giving him the LeBron treatment, like it's bad to make Super Bowls
if you don't win them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so.
I think we've said enough times on here how hard it is to even make one Super Bowl appearance.
But I'm just saying, like, obviously, LeBron just passed Kareem last night, so it's like a hot topic. But when talking about the GOAT in basketball, which I don't necessarily want to do right now, but the biggest thing MJ supporters have is a 6-0 in the finals, and that LeBron's only 4-6. And it's like, well, he went to 10 finals.
Right.
Half his career was spent
in the finals. You know what I mean?
I feel like the treatment.
So if he starts one, he'll be 1-2 in Super Bowls. Is he going to start? He's great, but he can't win.
He can't win more than one, I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, are they going to start giving him the treatment?
I don't know. I mean, how many Super Bowls has Aaron Rodgers been to?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because, like, when before MJ got Pippen, he wasn't winning any playoff series, but that. Not making it to the finals is better than losing in the finals, apparently.
I see.
Losing in the first round is way better than losing in the finals.
Getting at there.
Very well.
Yes.
Stabs.
Yeah. So, and, some people are going to be like, he's just a LeBron D rider. I'm really not. I'm just, saying facts. So.
All I'm saying for that is that dude did something that I thought in my lifetime I would never see happen. And I'm not saying that's why he's the greatest of all time, but just look at the resume. That's all I'm saying. Just look at the entire body of work.
I remember whenever he was, like 10th on the list or whatever, and they would show how far away he was, and all these players, legendary Hall of Fame players he had to pass to get there, and it was like, I don't know if he'll be able to do it. It's just such a tall ladder to climb.
Yeah. The fact that he's in year 21 now or something, 22, and he's still
very
putting
good.
Up 26, and
it's like a triple double risk every night.
Yeah. And here he's literally from 35, 40 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
That's what's the craziest thing. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, there's so many. I mean, there's a ton of LeBron fans, but there's a lot of haters. I would say I'm in the middle. I'm not a hater, but I'm not. It's not like I absolutely love him. I'm just a realist.
I used to be a huge LeBron fan. That has changed in recent years, but it doesn't change the fact that I appreciate what he can do on a basketball court. I mean,
absolutely,
greatness. That's the thing about like the Brady haters. Like, okay, you don't have to like him, but you still should probably acknowledge the fact that whenever he goes in there, like in a Super Bowl, usually wins.
Yeah.
LeBron gave me the only professional sports title I might ever get in my life.
Right.
There it is, man. There it is.
Yep.
For real.
And I'll know that, I mean, that's the first time I ever saw my dad cry. So you can't take that away.
I'll never forget that moment. I was watching my dad too, and it was just jumping up, hugging, chest bumping.
I was at the parade with 1.3 million of my closest friends.
Yeah. I watched the guy play
Me,
with
Justin, and MGK.
Yeah. I watched the guy actually pick up a horse turd off the ground and throw it in the air. It was a wild day. It was but one of like the happiest days of my life.
Yes.
It was wild. Very
So, you know, you can't ever take that away from LeBron. So I'm a little bit soft on him compared to maybe some people. But yeah, I guess we got off on a little bit of tangent there about LeBron, but it's current events.
Congratulations, bro.
Pretty big record.
Yeah.
So good for him. Now, let us know, what do you guys think, who you guys think is going to win the Super Bowl? I feel like a lot of Browns fans are probably going to be rooting for the Eagles because they kind of look at the Chiefs from that divisional game and the dirty hit and you know what I mean? But I think there's a lot of Kelsey fans out there. And I know there's Jason Kelsey's on the Eagles, but I think like a lot of people like Travis Kelsey. He's just kind of like a funny, down-to-earth guy. So I don't know. I guess it could go either way. So let us know what you guys think in the comments. Who you rooting for, and who do you think is going to win?
Today's show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Whatever is going on in your life, BetterHelp could be a great option for you. BetterHelp is convenient, flexible, affordable therapy that's custom built for you. And best of all, it's 100% online, so you don't have to leave the comfort of your home. And finding the right person is just as easy. Just fill out a short questionnaire, and it'll match you with a licensed therapist. And you can switch therapists at any time, for any reason, at no additional charge. Look, we all have stuff we're carrying around. And finding someone that you can just talk to, a professional to just talk through it, it really, truly helps. If you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/dogs, DAWGS today for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/dogs.
So that brings us to the most important part of the evening.
We didn't dress up this year.
It's award season.
No, we didn't. I almost did. I texted guys. I said, "Hey, we dressing up?" And Blake said no, and I was like, "Good enough for me."
Last year, I wore the suit. I was just so uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, I honestly don't know where my suit jacket is. I've lived in 4 different houses in the last 6 months. So
Because you're a gambling addict. 4 different halfway houses.
Yeah, that's right. A couple couches here and there.
It's all good, dog. Don't worry about it.
So we want to thank everybody who voted for this. Is our 3rd annual Mad Dawg Awards, and this is the most votes we've ever gotten. I think we doubled the amount of votes we had from last year.
I think you're right. Yep.
So maybe even more.
Actually,
than double.
no, we more than doubled it. We tripled it.
So we tripled the amount of votes we got from last year, and that's with the YouTube issues right now, view counts being a little bit down. So again, to everybody who follows us on our social medias that we were posting it on, thank you guys for going and voting. Again, getting your guys' interaction with the show is what makes it more fun. So we appreciate you guys voting.
Oh, I guess while we're doing that kind of self-promotion real quick, everybody who listens to the podcast, like on Apple and Spotify, we really appreciate that too. And on Apple, give us a 5-star review. I checked the other day because I always forget about it. We're getting more and more reviews and stuff. We got a couple 1 stars where people are like, "Oh, these guys just think the Browns are so great." And we're like,
You're right.
I'm like, we're Browns fans, man.
You're right,
I
bro.
got on there and they were like, and I saw a couple of them and I was like, okay, Ravens fans.
Yeah, I know. You definitely have some trolls giving us 1-star ratings. I'm like, that's cool.
Whatever. If you don't have haters, you're not doing it right.
Amen.
But no, we're going to get into the Mad Dawg Awards. Again, we appreciate you guys voting. And we're just going to jump right into it. Josh knows all these winners, but me and Justin, this is
I have no idea. I'm not even going to lie. I don't even for sure know the nominees.
So, do you have it pulled? You don't even have. I can read the nominees for you if you want.
Ooh, okay.
So I got mine.
I'll just jazz it up after that.
So the first award for the 2023 Mad Dawg Awards, kicking off with the Young Pup Award, which is the Rookie of the Year. Okay. Your nominees were wide receiver David Bell, cornerback Martin Emerson, kicker Cade York, edge rusher Alex Wright, and defensive tackle Perion Winfrey. We didn't have a ton of rookies this year just because the roster's deeper than in years past. And the winner of the Young Pup Award is, with 82% of the vote, Martin Emerson Jr.
I mean, we were pretty excited for him. I know, Justin, I think you can take the credit, right? You were
I took a lot of hate.
Dude from the beginning.
I took a lot of hate, but...
Well, I think Martin Emerson had an outstanding rookie year.
Correct.
And highlighted by that Bucs game. Where he just completely shut down Mike Evans.
Mm-hmm. We might get to that later.
So that was great rookie season by Martin Emerson. I've actually been in contact with Martin Emerson over the last couple of months, possibly maybe on the show sometime this offseason.
Well, and I do think there might be a couple guys that are going to win awards today that I'd like to get on the show they can accept their award and maybe tell us how their rookie season with the Browns went.
Yes, so don't hold us to it, but I'm trying very hard to get Martin on here, and he agreed. It's just we got to line it up. So we will hopefully stay tuned, keep watching. But congratulations to Martin Emerson.
Yes, absolutely.
82% of the vote, Browns Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
You reading here for Justin?
Oh, geez, I forgot.
Here, I can do it. I got to pull it up.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead?
Okay,
Yeah.
so
All right, thanks, Dawg.
the second award is the Air Bud Golden Receiver, which is the best pass catcher, not just receiver, best pass catcher for the Browns. Your nominees were Amari Cooper, Donovan People-Jones, and David Njoku. I think this could be a tight race.
Interesting. Thank you, Blake. Okay, well, let's just open this envelope up. All right, the winner is wide receiver Amari Cooper with 83% of the vote.
So it was not a tight race.
Not a tight race at all. I thought Amari Cooper would win, but I thought Njoku might get in a little bit more votes. And Donovan People-Jones is kind of a fan favorite.
Yeah.
So I thought, I thought it would be maybe more like in the 70s. And then and Njoku and DPJ maybe go like 15 and 10 apiece or something. Mark Cooper had 78 catches on 132 yards for 1,160 yards and 9 touchdowns. Those were either career highs or near the top of his career high in terms of totals for all the stats.
He had a fantastic year considering new team, first time with this coach, the system, this team, 2 different quarterbacks.
Yep. Got him for a
hats off to
fifth.
Amari Cooper. Yeah, I know, right?
Still the steal of the offseason.
For sure. Yep.
Unbelievable.
All right, so moving on to the third category is the Guard Dog Award for the best lineman. So the nominees are our 5 linemen: left tackle Jed Wills, left guard Joel Bitonio, center Ethan Posick, right guard Wyatt Teller, and right tackle Jack Conklin. And the winner, with 73% of the vote, is left guard Joel Bitonio.
It's very low.
So 73 is actually a little lower than I was expecting. Did you know who came in second? Was it Wyatt?
I would think so.
I would think so. Let me look real quick.
Or Ethan.
It was Posick with 16.
Okay. I was gonna say
Wyatt was actually 4th.
because Wyatt didn't have as good of a year as we're accustomed to seeing. He had the injury.
Yeah.
He ended up having a baby. Season was kind of lost. He's probably more worried about the baby. Obviously, we're still huge Wyatt Teller fans here.
Absolutely.
But, I think he would even admit it wasn't dealing with everything. He just didn't play quite as well as he had the last couple of years. So, Posick, hopefully, man, I hope we bring him back.
Yes.
I think we need to. Yep.
The line was very different once he went out. I mean, we went from Nick Chubb is going to lead the league in rushing to we can't run the ball.
Yeah, 5+ yards a carry.
So
it was rough.
I think Joel Bitonio, he's the Joe Thomas of left guards for us. Is he a Hall of Famer, you think, when it's all said and done?
Yeah, I think so. Not immediately, but I think, I
guess it probably depends on how many more years he plays,
Yeah.
too.
I think it's crazy that we had those guys together at one point.
If you look at times, so you say offensive line is, you can't do anything without an offensive line, which is true. But there were times where the Browns had one of the best offensive lines in football, and we couldn't win games. We had Joe Thomas, Joel Bitonio, Alex Mack, and Mitchell Schwartz.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Schwartz.
And Zeitler.
I forgot about Zeitler.
I'm pretty sure they all 5 played at the same time, didn't they?
Well, we couldn't do anything with it.
Or at least close.
might have.
There was a lot of overlap, at least with a few of them at a time, if they weren't all together.
Zeitler and Schwartz together, I'm not 100% sure, but maybe.
And we couldn't win games, which is just crazy.
Mind-blowing.
So it tells you that the league has gone away from you got to have weapons. You got to have a quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
So this brings us to the fourth category, the Homeward Bound Award, which is the Comeback Player of the Year award. This was won by Baker Mayfield last year. I don't think he's going to win it this year.
It was? Are you sure?
Was
that the year before?
It had to be in the year
It had
before.
to be the year before.
There's no way
he won it last year.
Yeah, that's right. He won it 2 years ago. Okay. So your nominees were Deshaun Watson, quarterback, QB Jacoby Brissett, defensive tackle Taven Bryan, linebacker Deion Jones, and linebacker Tony Fields. And the winner of the Homeward Bound Award was 77% of the vote. He got my vote, Jacoby Brissett.
Very well.
Yep.
Yes, I think Jacoby Brissett did everything he was asked by the Browns.
Yep. And I mean, you want to talk about comeback player. I mean, he was thrown into the starting role when he was with the Colts, and then he kind of fell back into that backup role for a couple year seasons or whatever, went to some different teams, and then, boom, thrust right back into that starting position, and he delivered.
He did. He was not the reason we weren't winning games.
Correct.
Fair.
That was our defense, 100%.
100%. If we had even just a okay defense, we are way above 500 when Deshaun comes back.
Sometimes it was like we didn't even have our defense on the field. Like, there was no point.
I mean, he had, I'll give you his stats for the year. 2,608 yards, 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a 64% completion percentage. That was good for an 88.9 rating and a 59.7 QBR. He had 243 rush yards and 2 touchdowns, and he was pretty much automatic on third and short, fourth and short, the QB sneak. So he had a 88.9 rating and a 59.7 QBR. 50 is average. So this guy went from career journeyman backup to playing technically above average football for us. Yep. Great bounce back here for Jacoby. So that brings us to the Dog Pound Dog Award, which is the unsung hero / fan favorite award. This is my favorite category that the Mad Dogs has.
Nice.
I think this is this is an award that we have that no other award shows don't offer up this kind of award. You can only get this here at the Mad Dogs.
He's insufferable.
And this will be the first year it's not won by Dearness Johnson.
Right,
Dearness Johnson has won this award every year.
Yes.
Yep, 2 years in a row.
Your nominees for this category were safety DeAnthony Bell, running back Jerome Ford, punter Corey Bojorquez,
Corey B.
Yep. Bojorquez, linebacker Tony Fields, and defensive end Chase Winovich.
All right, your winner for the Dog Pound Unsung Hero.
No.
What did I call it?
Is it?
It's the Dog
Unsung
Pound.
Hero.
Dog Pound Dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're right.
Unsung Hero. It's fine, dog. / fan favorite. Your winner. One of our favorite people in the world, safety DeAnthony Bell.
That's what I'm talking about. If he didn't win it, I was going to be pissed.
What was the percent? It was
kind of
He had 60% of the vote.
60%.
so okay, yeah. Because I was going through here. The next highest was Corey B with 21.
Really?
So Browns fans out there, A, like our punter. B, probably pissed that we don't know how to say his name.
No. D'Anthony Bell is just an awesome guy.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
So I'm super pumped that he won this award. I can't wait to tell him about it. I haven't got to watch the second Building the Browns episode that he's like the main person on. But if you watched the first one like I did, and then if you have got to watch the second one, I mean, you get to see what D'Anthony Bell's all about. Just super humble, super down to earth. And I think he's going to be on the Browns again next year. And I think he's going to get – we saw him towards the end of this year start to get on the field more on defense.
He was on the field a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the Browns like him.
Yep.
I think he's going to play more and more defense. He's a big, strong, fast, physical safety. I pumped that D'Anthony
One thing
Bell
about him, too, that I didn't realize so much when we first started talking with him, like earlier on, and we were kind of coordinating to get him on the show, he's not like a young rookie. He's like 26 or something. So he's a little bit older rookie. So he's more mature. I think he handled himself better as a rookie this season in the locker room. And he knew what it took to get on the field and be successful. And he did it.
He's just got the right mindset too. You know, like he wasn't down because he would have drafted. You know, he just looked at it, I'm going to work. And he said, my way to get on this team is through special teams. He knew he knew what he had to do to make a roster. Then it's make the roster, and now you show him in practice every day what you do, and then you start getting on the field on actual defense. So, yeah.
But you hear a lot of guys say that kind of stuff too. Like, I know special teams is my way to get on the field, and then it's like, they're not really all that great. Every kickoff or whatever, 37, boom. You see him on the screen.
What game was it, the opening kickoff? He went down and just laid the guy out.
Wasn't it Halloween night? I thought it was one that I was up there with you, but
he
not.
completely set the tone. Like,
you're right.
And just came down and smack. It was awesome. It was whoever we played week 3. Was it the Steelers?
Pittsburgh. Yeah, you were there.
I think it was against Pittsburgh. So, congratulations to D'Anthony Bell. Maybe we'll be able to get him back on, give him his award sometime in the future.
For sure. Yep.
So awesome, and thank you guys for voting for him.
Yes.
All right, the next category is the Every Dog Has His Day Award. This is the performance of the year. So nominees were running back Nick Chubb, week 5 versus the Chargers, tight end David Njoku, week 3 versus the Steelers, Amari Cooper, week 11 versus the Bills, quarterback Jacoby Brissett, week 11 versus the Bills, cornerback Martin Emerson Jr., week 12 versus the Buccaneers, and safety Grant Delpit, week 17 at the Commanders.
I'm interested in this because there's some good. We might not have won a lot of games. We had some guys have some good games.
This will be interesting because this is the closest one we had. So the winner is cornerback Martin Emerson Jr. with 33% of the votes.
Wow. That's what I voted for.
Me too.
Who'd you vote for?
Martin Emerson. So in that game in week 12, he had 4 tackles, 4 pass defense, but it wasn't the stats. It was the complete lockdown. Like you said earlier in the show on Mike Evans, one of the best receivers in the league.
He played him stupid physical too.
One of the best receivers of the last 8 years.
Yes. Yep.
Playing against Tom, and they were picking on him. And it came in a game where at the time kept the season alive.
Yep.
So that's who I voted for. I thought that was one of the most impressive performances I saw all year out of a Brown. It came out of a rookie.
A rookie, exactly.
The future's bright for Martin Emerson.
Yep. So Nick Chubb was second with 30% of the votes.
I thought he would maybe steal it because he
came close.
People like Nick Chubb.
Grant Delpit came in with 15, and then Njoku's game was 11.
Okay. So, congratulations to Martin Emerson for your second Mad Dog.
Yes, multiple.
Not a lot of guys win 2 Mad Dogs in the same year, so congratulations.
Not many win 1.
Yeah.
Although there is a guy who's about to win, I think, like his 5th and 6th or 7th, whatever, here in a little bit. So.
Okay.
All right. So now we have the Dog Trick Award, which goes to the Play of the Year. Your nominees are Cade York's 58-yard field goal to beat the Panthers in Week 1, Nick Chubb's 4 missed tackles on his 41-yard TD run against the Chargers in Week 5, David Njoku's one-handed TD catch to tie the game against the Bucs in Week 12, and Denzel Ward's fumble recovery for a TD against the Texans in Week 13. Some pretty good plays. Your winner, the Dog Trick Award, tight end David Njoku with 78%.
That one-handed TD grab was so memorable.
For me, it wasn't just the catch. It was the moment in terms of keeping the season alive. Right. Yeah. It was his post-game interview, and he was like, that shit's dead. Like, I was so jacked up about Njoku after that. I love the Chief.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
He's one of my favorite Browns players.
I mean, there were a few plays this year that got me up off the couch, like, without me thinking I was going to move. Like, I was just up. And one was the Cade York field goal for sure. But I was already up for that one, actually. I was standing, yelling at the TV.
Yeah.
But that catch by Njoku, I mean, like I said, that week, I scared the crap out of the dog. Like, he was laying on the floor, and he thought something was going on.
There was something going on, Josh. We're going to win that damn game.
Yeah.
And we did.
No. Has anybody turned their career around, especially in terms of like optics with the fans, as much as David Njoku? He went from people were saying he was a bust, he couldn't catch, and then he wanted traded to
get him out of here.
Yep.
I think he's one of the most popular Browns players. People, I think he's awesome.
Yeah.
So good for David.
Bright future.
Yes. So that brings us to the Offensive Top Dog Award, which is the Offensive Player of the Year. Your nominees are wide receiver Amari Cooper, running back Nick Chubb, and quarterback Jacoby Brissett.
The winner of the Offensive Top Dog Award is running back Nick Chubb.
Nicholas Jabal Chubb.
What was the percent? Oh, 81?
Very dominant, 81%.
I knew he was winning that award.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb's not going to go a year and not win a Mad Dawg Award.
Right.
Not with Browns fans. And we all agree how good Nick Chubb is, and he had his best year.
Yeah.
Most usage, most yards. It was his most yards, right?
I think
15,
so.
25.
I think so.
12 touchdowns. He had 27 catches for 239 yards and another touchdown. Just a dominant year. And this was in a season in which there was like a 4-game stretch where we just could not run the ball.
Yeah.
Because we had a fifth-string guard playing center.
Yeah, he'd have been – who knows what he could have done if those games hadn't taken place, if we could have still run the ball.
Yes. I mean, he might –
I don't want to say 2,000, but
I'm saying 1,800.
Yeah.
1,800 was well within reach, I think. So, Nicholas Chubb. Maybe we'll get Nick Chubb on the show.
That'd be sweet.
I mean, that one little kid did it, so
Yeah.
how hard could it be?
I bought a football from him. I bought an autographed football from him.
All right. The next category is we only got one left after this. So this one is defensive top dog. Defensive player of the year, we've got defensive end Myles Garrett, cornerback Denzel Ward, safety John Johnson III, safety Grant Delpit, and linebacker Sione Takitaki. And the winner of this Mad Dawg Award goes to, kind of like Nick Chubb, defensive end Myles Garrett with 84% of the vote.
That was easy.
Yeah.
That was easy.
I thought there was a couple week stretch where right after the car accident, understandably so, he wasn't quite as dominant, and then I felt like the further we got away from the car accident, like he was playing great
Came
football.
on pretty dominant.
Yes, like I thought he was playing very good. Tied his record with 16 sacks. He's going to get 20 at some point in his career, especially now that we got Jim Schwartz, who's going to put an emphasis on a tier D line play. There's going to be somebody there to take pressure. He's going to – my early hot take, Myles gets 20 sacks this year.
I like it.
That's my early hot take.
Nice.
And I don't even think that's a hot take.
I think it's doable. I think it's very doable.
Every year there seems to be something with Myles that is
That's what I was going to say, yep.
So this year is going to be the year where he doesn't have that freak thing happen. There's not going to be a pandemic. He's not going to get in a car accident.
He's still going to have
Not going to hit anybody with a helmet.
Yes. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's been every year something's happened with him.
He's going to get 20 this year. That's what I'm saying.
Let's do it.
I'm fine with that.
All right.
I love that.
So, Best in Show Award, which is the MVP. By the way, let's give it up to Josh for all these pun categories.
Oh, yeah.
So, the team MVP, your nominees are running back Nick Chubb, wide receiver Amari Cooper, defensive end Myles Garrett, cornerback Denzel Ward, and safety Grant Delpit. I think I know who's going to win this, but there's some pretty good nominees here. With 77% of the vote, running back Nicholas Jabal Chubb.
He's going to run out of shelf.
It's a good thing these are imaginary trophies.
I was going to say we'll just send him the mini versions, but imaginary works too.
But yeah, again, we just gave his flowers. If maybe Deshaun will win this next year, but it'll probably. Nick Chubb's going to win this award a lot.
Oh yeah,
because everybody loves Nick Chubb.
And he always produces.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can always count on Nick Chubb to do what you're paying him to do.
Yep.
So,
question: imaginary trophies. Do you still make room on the shelf to display them?
Oh, I do.
Okay. I was going to say, I didn't want to make sure I'm not the only one.
I got a room full of them. I got podcaster of the year for the last 4 years. Imaginary hung on my wall. No. Well, that's going to wrap up the 2023 Mad Dawg Awards. We appreciate you guys being here, sticking it out through the episode and watching. Hopefully, I'll be checking those YouTube analytics. So make sure you guys stick around and watch this whole episode. Again, we appreciate you voting. We tripled our numbers from last year, so that's awesome. Continue to stay with us through the whole offseason. We'll be here. If you want an extra episode every week to get you through the season, if you want to hear our thoughts on games and comics and everything else in the world, check out the After Hours episode. It's a good time.
Yeah, I was going to say, just to tease a little more about the offseason too. I mean, we're going to be bringing on a lot of guests. I mean, we already talked about we want to bring D'Anthony Bell back on. We'll probably be able to get him. Martin Emerson, hopefully. We've got Barry Shuck's going to come back. Brian Bosarge for the draft stuff. We've got...
I'd love to get Chad Broante back.
I was just trying to. I was like, his name is slipping my mind.
The only problem is he's like a Pats guy, So I don't know how to work him onto the show, but the dude's funny. So
we were supposed to have him on before the season, then the schedules just didn't line up. But we'll get him back on.
We were supposed to be on his
ESPN.
radio show.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So if you're down in Florida, we were going to be on Chad Brillante's ESPN radio show.
That's right. Maybe we'll work that out here over the offseason. But I mean, we've talked to Quincy Carrier.
Yes, that is a thing. Quincy is going to sometime after the Super Bowl. We will have Quincy on.
Yep,
It's exciting.
So we got some exciting stuff lined up for the off season. So make sure you guys stick with us. It's going to be a good time. A lot of good guests, like Brian Bosarge and Brillante. These guys they know what they're talking about and they're funny.
Yes, they are just awesome dudes to talk to.
So make sure you guys stick it out with us. Again, we appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for making the 3rd annual Mad Dawg Awards a success. We can't wait to do the 4th annual Mad Dawg Awards. Hopefully after talking about a winning playoff season for the Browns. Hopefully. And, we'll see you guys next week after the Super Bowl or on the after hours if you guys got $5.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dawgs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at the Dawgs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedawgspodcast.com.